12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
It took police years to arrest someone after a taxi cab driver was killed in San Antonio. Now, those charges are being dismissed. Why?
And we're looking at a city program that paid people to get job training. But how many people did it actually help? That's coming up. But first, a major change announced today for the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, but will it actually happen? That's the question.
Yeah, the Sheriff's Office wants to move away from arbitration and change the deputy discipline and appeals process under a new collective bargaining agreement. As the Night Team's Lee Waldman reports, the sheriff says this keeps decisions local. Some, though, is still wary of the change.
That this is going to revolutionize the way disciplinary cases are handled within the sheriff's office.
For the first time, Sheriff Javier Salazar announced BCSO will be adding a Citizens Advisory Action Board as part of their disciplinary process.
Of citizens appointed by commissioners and Judge Wolf that are going to have the opportunity to hear certain disciplinary cases.
Act 4 SA has been critical of how San Antonio police have handled discipline. When it comes to this plan for Bexar County deputies, Ananda Thomas, the executive director for Act SA, said in part, quote, "The board also falls under the collective bargaining agreement, meaning it's not truly independent from the sway of the Deputies Association. This is a step in the right direction, but should by no means be considered the best solution. We can still do better," unquote. Which cases go before the new board is up to the sheriff, complainant deputy, or respondent deputy. The board will then give advice after hearing evidence in the case.
Ultimately, it's my decision to make.
He can agree or disagree with their recommendations and go from there.
Should a deputy disagree with my discipline, the way it is now, they can take it to the Civil Service Board.
No more third-party arbitrator deputies can turn to. The revamped Civil Service Board will consist of 7 people instead of 3. County commissioners and the county judge will appoint people to it.
Big step forward and a breakthrough on terms of having greater accountability of deputies.
Salazar says it keeps control over the process local, and citizens impacted by those decisions get their voices heard.
They've got to live with the consequences of keeping somebody in a profession that maybe doesn't need to be anymore.
Should the Civil Service Board disagree with one of Salazar's terminations, they have the power to overturn it.
That part's not going to change. The part that will change is the ability for an out-of-state arbitrator to come in and make that change.
In his announcement today, Sheriff Salazar mentioned they would not be able to meet the 10-day deadline that commissioners set for releasing body-worn camera footage last month. Instead, he says they need 30 days. Now, this whole agreement still needs to be signed off on by county commissioners. The BCSO announcement comes as talks between the city of San Antonio and San Antonio Police Officers Association continue for their collective bargaining agreement. One of the big sticking points there is refining their arbitration process. After 11 months of negotiating, there is still no signed contract. The next time the city and the SAPOA is meeting is on January 31st. Reporting live, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. First, it was free tests. Now it's free N95 masks. The Biden administration sent out the first shipments to several U.S. pharmacies in hopes of stopping the spread of the Omicron variant. 400 million N95 masks will be distributed to pharmacies and community health centers, with the program expected to be fully up and running by early February. Up to 3 free masks will be available to every person in the United States. Here in Bexar County, we are seeing a slight change in hospitalizations. 1,257 people are hospitalized. That's the same number as Friday, but we are seeing more people in the ICU or on a ventilator. There are 6 more people in the intensive care unit tonight than there were Friday. 8 more people on ventilators. We've also seen 3 more deaths. It's unclear what type of immunity infection offers, and Metro Health says it's a gamble, especially when our supply for treatments is low and our hospital system is stressed.
I think some people think they want to get it so that they'll have some immunity, but the better way to get immunity without additional risks is by being vaccinated.
More than 7,000 new cases reported today in Bexar County, and neighboring Comal County had a new pandemic high in cases with more than 400 new cases reported.
So now let's talk jobs. We've told you about Train for Jobs SA, the multi-million-dollar program started during the pandemic to help thousands of people get back to work. Here's the thing, though. Only a third of the people who applied got a job through the program. The Night Team's Patty Santos has an update on that program, and she also reports that there is optimism for a similar plan that's already voter approved.
Back in the summer of 2020, the city of San Antonio launched Train for Jobs SA, offering long and short-term training and a stipend for those who lost their jobs during the pandemic.
The goal of that first program was to try and help people get some immediate reskilling or retraining so that they could find a job in 2020 or 2021.
$65 million were poured into a program that was supposed to help up to 10,000 people. Enrollment for the program ended 3 weeks ago with lackluster results. About 5,000 entered into training, just over 1,000 found jobs, and over 1,100 are still looking for jobs. Some are still in the program, others dropped out.
I think more people found their own way back into the workforce than we anticipated.
It took a while to gain some momentum within the program. There's a lot of factors that contribute to that as people are adjusting their lives around the pandemic.
Mike Ramsey, the director of the Workforce Development Department, is spearheading the next phase of the city's efforts to train its workforce. The voter-approved $200 million SA Ready to Work program is expected to launch in the spring.
We just want to get as many people as possible assistance. That's our goal. It's hard to predict in the very beginnings of a program how many people are going to take advantage.
There will be no stipends this time around, and the training is more long-term focused with a stronger say from hiring companies.
They're looking at which training programs are approved for the work program on a quarterly basis so that we can have the flexibility to adjust and shift with the market.
And he tells me this is a long-term investment for this community. That means we're not going to see results until a few years from now. He also says there's going to be a strong push to get grassroots community organizations involved so they can send clients to this program. You can pre-register for this program by calling 311. There are some eligibility requirements. We have all that information for you on KSAT.com. Steve, Stefania.
47 degrees outside right now. We're going to drop just about another 5 degrees overnight and settle down near 42 tomorrow morning. That's in San Antonio. We'll have some upper 30s, especially in the hill country and west of town. We have a few weak cold fronts that'll hit us throughout this work week, but notice how they don't really change those morning temperatures a whole lot until we get into Saturday. That's our next freeze, right near 30 degrees. But we're going to talk about rain chances with those fronts and how much rain fell and where today, coming right up.
Thank you, Adam. Military City, USA, now the final resting place for a Navy war hero killed at Pearl Harbor. Navy Fireman First Class Frank Nichols enlisted 82 years ago today. He was born in Eau Claire, Wisconsin in January of 1917, enlisted 82 years ago, as I said, on this very date. His brother also joined in. Both eventually served on the USS Oklahoma on December 7th, 1941. While his younger brother survived the attack at Pearl Harbor, Nichols did not. His remains finally identified in 2016 with help from DNA evidence. Christopher Thompson, only 5 months old when his cousin died. Today, he, along with other family, got a chance to say goodbye and salute Nichols.
It was a surprise to hear that he had been identified. We had long ago given up any thought of that happening, and it's kind of gratifying to pull this all back together.
Nichols buried at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery with full military honors. I want to give you a reminder tonight. We're exactly 1 week away from the voter registration deadline. If you want to say in the March primaries, you have until January 31st to get that information in. Voters will be able to decide their political party's candidate in several races, including governor.
Now for a look at other headlines making the rounds. A murder charge now being dismissed. This is related to the killing of a taxi cab driver in Windcrest back in 2019. A beanie at the crime scene led investigators to a man who claimed that 2 other men were involved in the murder. Police arrested 44-year-old Valdemar Hinojosa late last year. Tonight, records show the case against Hinojosa was dismissed because of insufficient evidence. A crowd of cars scattering as police broke up a street race overnight. Officers say as many as 100 cars were blocking the intersection of East South Cross and South W.W. White. Police handed out several citations and impounded 2 cars. By the way, because of a new city ordinance, just watching the race can get you a $500 fine. And what was seen as a free fall on Wall Street ended in relief. The stock market closing up 99 points. Experts believe the dramatic drop was fueled by newcomers to the market and an expected rate increase from the Federal Reserve. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. Coming up tonight, tech troubles. Technology is supposed to make things easier for us. Problem is, it's also helping thieves on the internet. So how do you keep your information safe? We'll explain.
And a hurdle now cleared. A local homeowner able to breathe a little easier. The Nightbeat update coming up.
Also, tensions overseas are having an impact on the U.S. We're going to talk about the plan for 8,500 U.S. troops. That's next on the Nightbeat.
The United States is now putting thousands of troops on heightened alert, 8,500 being told to be ready to deploy if NATO forces need support. This comes as tensions mount over Russia's military buildup along Ukraine's border.
It's a very clear signal to Mr. Putin that we take our responsibilities to NATO seriously. And we are also working inside the international community to implement severe consequences for Mr. Putin if he were to go again into Ukraine.
Several European leaders have expressed concern. France and Germany next up to host talks with Ukraine and Russia in hopes of bridging a divide. Families of embassy personnel are being told to leave the Ukraine. That country's president calling the move premature.
Now back here at home, the pandemic affected us in so many different ways. You know, now we're actually seeing more cases of identity theft. The Better Business Bureau says that last year, 38,000 Texans fell victim to identity theft. And that is way up from 2018 when the number was 18,000. So why is this happening? Well, the BBB says technology. We're using lots of things like cash apps and digital wallets to pay for things quicker. And that's what's making us vulnerable.
Senior consumer guards their information, asks more questions, presses for details, but our younger consumers are more apt to share information via cash apps, buying things, transferring things.
Yeah, so what he's saying is that 18 to 24-year-olds are more vulnerable. And the experts say that along with guarding your information, you need to be careful with the links that you click on, you know, the ones that you get through email, especially if you didn't ask for that link. Also, this is super easy, but read your credit card statements because if any bogus charges pop up, you should call your credit card company immediately. And by the way, if you've already been a victim of identity theft, we do have information online to help you navigate that process.
Meanwhile, home sales in San Antonio declined just a tad compared to a year ago, but it continues to be very much a seller's market. Realtors say low inventory, creating competition. The median price of homes sold last month here, $311,000. That's up 19% over last year. More and more buyers are bidding above asking price, even paying cash. If you can't do that, though, make sure you've gone through loan pre-approval and had your financial information vetted in advance. Covering the closing costs and writing a letter to the seller can also help. Let's get to a Nightbeat update now. It's a welcome demolition for one homeowner. Remember that shotgun home at the center of a battle between the homeowner, Henry Rocha, and the Office of Historic Preservation? Well, it finally came down. January 13th, City Council voted in Rocha's favor, agreeing the home did not deserve historic status. It allowed Rocha to do what he's always wanted to do, demolish that home like he intended. He calls this moment bittersweet, but he is glad he will now be able to build a carport and a garden for his family.
Yeah, and we're so happy for him. We can't wait to see how it turns out. 10:17 right now, taking a live look outside. 4:10 right now. Looks pretty calm. 46 degrees. You know, I have to address something with you, Adam. A lot of people probably woke up this morning and thought, yay, we're getting rain. Somewhat we need it, but we didn't get it where we needed it.
No, we really didn't, especially south of San Antonio. It was all east of town, which was good for some folks east of town, particularly Hallettsville, Gonzales, but it still wasn't exactly what we want. You know, it was like a little appetizer, kind of a tease. Fog developing already out there tonight. Slight chance of rain in the forecast with a few very weak cold fronts that are on the way. Let's talk about the rainfall today. Now, I wish this map was more colorful because everywhere you see a little blue or green on this map indicates where we had rain today. Obviously not a whole lot out there, but what we actually measured in the rain gauges, Luleen about 0.16 of an inch, Gonzales, Hallettsville just under 0.2 of an inch, same with Smiley. Victoria actually really cashed in at nearly 0.7 of an inch, and officially at the airport, 0.02 of an inch. That was it. But damp most of the day. Obviously not much to really show for that dampness. It was the nuisance dampness. The real moisture out over the Gulf of Mexico, some heavy rainfall, and even parts of East Texas and stretching into Louisiana now. The upper level disturbance, the sharp dip in the upper level flow provides the energy to generate those showers and even some thunderstorms, mainly just rain with this, light to moderate rain. That's all moving eastward. On the back side of it, we're going to start to clear out. Now, we need the rain around here, especially south of San Antonio, Dimmitt, LaSalle, McMullen counties. That's where we have the extreme drought. I know we couldn't necessarily get it where we need it, but at least other parts of the state that are in drought did get a bit of rain, generally around 0.5 inch in parts of East Texas. And you can see by the drought monitor, the oranges and reds indicating the drought conditions, and even the browns, of course, indicating that. So at least somebody got some needed rainfall. As for our rain chances going forward, we're looking at about a 30% chance Thursday night with the second of 2 weak cold fronts that'll be hitting us. I hope we can raise that chance a bit, but it just doesn't look like it yet. We just don't have everything together to really give us what we're thinking would be good beneficial rain. And we got a little bit of sunshine at sunset today. That was it locally. Look at this for temperatures. 49 this morning, 53 for the afternoon high. Not a big temperature spread today. Just a matter of, 4 degrees here in San Antonio. You look across the state, we had some 60s within the sunshine. Now we're generally 40s with still some 50s. Del Rio 54, 45 in Hondo, 42 New Braunfels, 38 in Pleasanton. And here's the key, those air temperatures right next to that dew point. That means the air is saturated, and we already have some areas of fog and reduced visibility out there, and it's only going to get worse through the night. So anticipate the reduced visibility for the morning commute tomorrow. Temperature-wise to start the day, right around 40 degrees, but we'll see some locations in the 30s, mid-30s in parts of the hill country. By tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be similar to today. More sunshine along the Rio Grande, pretty much all day sun. So in the 70s, Del Rio, 73 Uvalde, Carrizo Springs, 75, but low to mid 60s locally where the fog and clouds hold tight till about the noon hour. Light northeasterly breeze tomorrow at about 5 to 10. Then highs only in the mid 50s from a series of weak cold fronts Wednesday through Friday. I mentioned earlier next freeze, a very light brief one Saturday morning, then the weekend comfortable. 60s and sunny.
Yeah, we still need rain, though. Yeah, thanks, Adam.
The Saints coach, where's he going?
Well, that's the big question right now. Is he going to retire? Does he want to move on? Does he want to try television? And a lot of people say that we're talking about Sean. He did his best job of coaching, I thought, this year because, remember, Drew Brees retired. So that is the big question. Sean Payton, where does he wind up? And are the Dallas Cowboys perhaps interested? And also we come back, a big-time Aggie recruit decommits coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The owner of the New Orleans Saints says she is in the dark like everyone else when it comes to Sean Payton's future as a head coach of the New Orleans Saints. During an appearance at a Mardi Gras-related event, Gail Benson said, "We don't know. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough, I guess." Payton, who is 58 years old, is under contract through 2024, so if he wants to land somewhere else, there'd have to be a trade involved or retire. Outside of coaching, there are a number of television networks also interested in him if he decides to step down from coaching. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is also said to be interested in Payton since he used to be the Cowboys quarterback coach under head coach Bill Parcells from 2003 to 2005. Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn's head coaching interview tour continues with a stop at the New York Football Giants today. Quinn, who by the way happens to be a New Jersey native, has already interviewed with the Denver Broncos, where he's one of 3 candidates left for that job to go with the Vikings, the Dolphins, and the Bears. Quinn, who guided the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl as their head coach in 2016, is credited with turning the Dallas D around to lead the league in takeaways this season. The top 3 candidates for the vacant head coaching job for the Houston Texans are believed to be be fired Miami head coach Brian Flores, who also could help develop Davis Mills as a quarterback, with the future of Deshaun Watson playing in Houston again very doubtful. Jared Mayo, who is also considered to be a top candidate. He's a linebackers coach for the Patriots, who's also interviewing with the Raiders, as well as the Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. Best game of the weekend of the NFL playoffs was the AFC divisional game between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. The lead would change 3 times in the final 2 minutes of what has turned out to be an instant classic. It looked as if the Buffalo Bills would actually win this game when Josh Allen found Gabriel Davis with under 2 minutes to play. Then again, with 13 seconds left for his NFL playoff record 4 touchdown of the game. But Harrison Butker would kick the game-tying field goal to get even and send it into overtime, 36-all. The only mistake, Alan May was calling tails and would wound up being heads, giving the Chiefs first possession in the extra period. And that's when Patrick Mahomes found Travis Kelce for the game-winning touchdown, 42-36, in overtime.
And the Buffalo Bills are one of the best football teams in the National Football League, and it's just they proved it tonight. And it was, a situation where it's kind of was, whoever had the ball last was going to win that game.
And that's exactly what happened. So it'll be the Bengals and the Chiefs Sunday at 2 for the AFC Championship. After losing the Los Angeles Rams 30-27, was this the last game for Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady? After leading the defending Super Bowl champs to the divisional round this year, Brady, who is now 44 years old, has left the gate open about the possibility of finally retiring. This was his response last night from the 7-time Super Bowl champion.
I haven't put a lot of thought into it, so we'll just take it day by day and see where we're at.
Did you at least take a moment as you came off the field or at any time today to think about that, to think that this might be the last time I'm out here?
No, I was thinking about winning. That's kind of my mentality always, to go out there and try to win, give my team the best chance to win.
And for the NFC Championship game, it will be in Los Angeles when the Rams host the 49ers at SoFi Stadium Sunday at 5:30. 5-star recruit linebacker Harold Perkins has decommitted to Texas A&M today. Perkins is considered to be the number 4 college football prospect overall and the number 1 outside linebacker. Perkins, who is 6'3", 210 pounds, was recruited by Jimbo Fisher out of Cypress Park High School here in Texas, and just recently committed to the Aggies back on January the 2nd as one of 4 5-star recruits the Aggies landed in the class of 2022. Now Perkins has already taken a visit to Florida and will visit LSU this weekend, since he was originally from New Orleans before his mom moved the family to Houston, according to ESPN, following Hurricane Katrina. Spurs are in Houston, and why former Jazz star John Stockton has been banned from Gonzaga games. Next. San Antonio Spurs are in Houston tonight, where they'll face the Rockets tomorrow night in a rematch. That's because the Spurs lost the Rockets at the AT&T Center 128-124 back on January the 12th, as one of the 5 teams the Spurs lost to during their 7-game homestand. But now Houston has dropped to worst in the West, a game the Spurs have to win after they fell to the Sixers at home last night in a close one, 115-109. That's where Jakob Poeltl scored his 16th double-double with 25 points and 10 rebounds, surpassing his total from all of last year at 15.
Jakob Poeltl is one guy who brings it every minute that he's on the court. He's unbelievable, deserves a lot of credit for what he does out there.
And here's the matchup. Remember, tomorrow night is going to be a little early, 7 o'clock at the Toyota Center. Highlights for you tonight, should say tomorrow night on the Nightbeat. Former Utah Jazz star John Stockton has been banned from all Gonzaga games after having his season tickets revoked for refusing to wear a mask at home games. Stockton played for Gonzaga and, in fact, has his number 12 jersey retired at the school. Hall of Famer believes as many as 100 professional athletes have died after taking the COVID vaccine. The school is now telling us they'll consider giving the tickets back to him once the mask mandate is over. They felt they didn't have a decision to make on this because, quite frankly, he's the most high-profile person at the game. So if they're going to have a mask mandate, everybody has to follow, including him.
Including John Stockton.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We'll be right back.
Morning fog will affect the commute tomorrow, then 62 by the afternoon and even warmer in some locations, especially west of town. A few weak cold fronts will keep our high temperatures in the 50s Wednesday through Friday, and a slight chance of rain Thursday night. Cross your fingers.
Yes, we need it.
Absolutely. That's it for the Nightbeat. GMSA at 4:30.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us, and stay well.